Hi, welcome to episode 3 of Dirty Brown. Look, I know the episode drops have been very sporadic, and let's just say that they are fashionably late. But I know you missed me, and I'm here for this new episode today. Before we get into today's topic, I have some news. We hit 100 listeners. I am so thankful to all of you. I know it's a small number, but it was the first milestone that I had for myself, and it truly feels so amazing to have reached this milestone. And I could not have done this without you. So, thank you. Thank you for your support. Thank you for listening to these episodes when they do drop. And yes, thank you for being part of this little community that we're building. And now let's get into it. So, while we're in the celebration mode, I want to talk about another milestone that recently happened for the world. And it's been itching at me. It is about the recent Blue Origin spaceflight. If you don't know, Blue Origin is a space company that is owned by Jeff Bezos, and they shoot off a lot of rockets pretty regularly into space, but they also have a program where they take humans on these flights for space tourism. There has been a lot of backlash on space tourism in the media recently, which, let me set the record straight, I'm completely supportive of that. We do need to have a backlash around this. These flights are expensive, they are damaging to our environment. And with everything that's going on in the world, do we really need to spend billions of dollars on space tourism when we could be using those funds for something much more powerful and impactful right here on our Mother Earth? But anyway, that's a separate topic. In addition to the backlash on the space tourism, people who were on these flights are also getting a lot of heat. And this is what I want to talk about today. Let's just look into the facts of what this flight was. It was not the first flight, but wait for it, the 11th flight. That's correct. There have been 10 more flights before this. And if you're now asking yourself, well, who were on these 10 flights? That's a valid question, and we will get to that. But on this flight, the 11th one, it was different because it was an all-female crew. Now, I know there's a lot of coverage around this that it is anti-feminist. This is a rich girl space club. It's wasteful, tone-deaf vanity project. I cannot help but see an undercurrent of patriarchy in the way media is covering all of this. Yes, I'm here, back with my metaphorical broom to sweep away all the freaking bullshit patriarchy in the world. But with this specific news coverage, let's look at the facts. So we've all heard about the celebrities who were on it: Katy Perry, Lauren Sanchez, Gayle King, and Carrie Flynn. Katy Perry has been getting much of the heat for all of this, and it's just honestly sad. But there were two more women on this flight who should have gotten a lot more attention. These two women, literally scientists. First, we have Amanda Nguyen. She is the first woman of Vietnamese heritage to be part of the Blue Origin flight, and she's a badass. Let's see, I have a list of everything that she has done. So she's a Nobel Peace Prize nominee, civil rights activist, social entrepreneur, and bioastronautics researcher. No big deal. Media didn't care. And honestly, the list is much longer about her accomplishments and how she got here. But let's also talk about the second person who was on this flight that media didn't care about, which is Aisha Bowe. She is a literal former NASA rocket scientist, founder and CEO of STEM Board. She is the first African American woman to fly with Blue Origin and a total force for STEM education. And get this, she even mentored one of the women who helped build the rocket she was on. Wouldn't you say that's media-worthy news? I had to dig so much to find that fact. And Amanda Nguyen was not just there to take some space selfies. She actually was conducting not one, but 3 experiments in zero gravity. One of the experiments was about testing this fabric for its moisture absorption capabilities. And the results from this is something that could be used in creating better spacesuits for women that may have better absorption for menstruation. I mean, I didn't even know this was a problem. And instead of covering about this, the media is just going on and on about the rich girl space club. In my research about this, I found out that a lot of times women astronauts are prevented from going to space. And one of the reasons sometimes that's used to keep them out is menstruation. So, yeah, like this is a big deal, having better spacesuits for women. Nguyen also tested a chip to detect cancer in astronauts exposed to radiation, and any success here would not only help astronauts, but it would also help us regular folks in terms of detecting cancer. So yeah, but that should have gotten a lot more attention. I found 1 or 2 articles about it, but the majority of articles were just negative. And other celebrities also have been criticizing this flight and calling it gluttonous and wasteful. Did you know that there was a flight in February as well? Just this February. It wasn't that long ago. The global crisis that we're in right now was very much true 2 months ago as well. And that flight also included 6 crew members, mostly men. And all of these people are, again, billionaires from either tech or hedge funds. The other thing I want to call out is that there was also no scientific experiment on that flight. That was purely for space tourism. So I ask you, why is the shaming and intensity of criticism reserved for women? Billionaires have the resources and means to spend enormous amounts of money to just go on this 10-minute joyride. They're going to do what they're doing. So, is it really that bad if women are now taking up space in this club, which has historically been very white and very male? Celebrities have gone on this flight before. One of them that I can remember is William Shatner, and I think he was one of the first prominent celebrities to go on Blue Origin flight. I'm going to read just the difference in the headlines that were published when William Shatner went on flight versus the headlines that we're seeing now. Star Trek's William Shatner ventures to space in real life. Captain Kirk fulfills his destiny. Blue Origin successfully sends William Shatner and crew to edge of space and back. And let's compare these to the headlines that we have right now. Katy Perry describes feeling like a human piñata. Katy Perry faces backlash over Blue Origin flight tour. And I'm sure you must have heard Wendy making the comment of let's just send them back to space. William Shatner had some comments about he was in tears and the whole trip was so moving, and he made a comment to Jeff Bezos that everybody should go to space. I mean, yeah, are billionaires going to fund it? Absolutely no. And when Katy Perry had similar reactions where she was just so moved by the trip that she came when they came back down, she kissed Earth, she was ridiculed for it. Same reaction, different perception. One is a hero and one is a punchline. We cannot ignore that when spaces that are traditionally reserved for a certain type of a person, when those spaces are now filled with people who are artists, scientists, and powerful, badass women like Aisha, Bowe, and Amanda Nguyen, the world is uncomfortable. Okay, I do want to talk about some nuance here. Was this a PR stunt for Blue Origin? Absolutely. Was it also genuinely inspiring for women to have representation in space? Hell yes. Can these two things coexist? Yes. We never heard anything about the flight that happened in February that included Elaine Hyde, who's a physicist. But just by having celebrities on this flight, it acted as a megaphone. And now we know about these 2 women of color in STEM that we wouldn't have known about before. Celebrity involvement brings eyes It brings energy, and sometimes it even brings funding. Nguyen's seat was not completely self-funded. Is it perfect? No. We need everything we can get to create a buzz around it. It's just sad that media's disproportionate shaming of this issue may just prevent this from happening ever again in the future. And that, I think, is a much bigger loss. It's also worth noting that at the end of the day, this whole drama is about gatekeeping. The idea that space is for certain type of person, white, male, scientisty, serious. It is not for brown women or women of color, not creative women, not celebrity women, not women who wear lipstick and carry daisy designs into orbit. The whole current narrative and media right now, it's a mirror to our society, and it's not looking super flattering. Despite how I feel about space tourism in general, today I am choosing to celebrate and honor the nuance, the complexity, and the messy joy of women who dare to take up space. Because honestly, we need more of that on Earth, in orbit, and everywhere in between. If this episode stirred something in you, rate it, share it, talk about it. And also, I would love to hear if you agree there's an undercurrent of patriarchy in this case. My DMs are always open. Until next time, goodbye.